Thank you for joining our Sunday Pureland Assembly. It's nice to see you again. This is the second weekend I'm back here, and last Sunday was a Vesak celebration, so we didn't have a chance to give you a report. Thank you very much. So we didn't have a chance to give you a report on our trip to K-Land. So today, I think we have some photos for you to share with you. Korea trip in April. We were gone for about the whole month of April, this month of April. And here's what we did. See what have they got here. We arrived, and same beautiful faces again. Maybe it's all familiar faces. Were we early or we late? I think we got delayed, right? The flight is okay, but we got delayed by the luggage.
That's when coming back.
Coming back? Okay.
We went there, it delayed a little bit.
So we came out and people were waiting and gave some flowers there and it says, "Dear Master." And during that week, we had a Buddhist expo in Seoul. So our people decided this year to rent a small booth to share our Dharma there. And so this is the work of our young recruits. They are the younger members of our Sangha who decided to decorate the booth this way. It's sort of, you see the green thing here is sort of like the grass, symbolizes the grass, right? So it's like sitting in the nature. The Koreans like to be in the nature. So sitting on grass, and they even see how small this is, a very small booth. And they decorated, and they decided that for the people, because our Chan practice is to encourage people to sit in full lotus. So I think if they were to sit for about 20 minutes in full lotus, then they get a dumpling as a prize. Dumpling here is in Korean is what does it the sound like in Korean? Manju. Manju. 6.
Mandu.
Manju. And what's that? Manju.
Mandu is a dumpling, and it's 그만두지 마 is don't give up.
Don't give up. Okay, so you don't give up, you don't unbuckle for 20 minutes at the Buddha Expo, then you get a mandu. Okay, and so people actually were lining up for it. Now, look at how they decorated this thing here. We have a lot of publications, by the way, in Korean. They did a lot of work. And so for about 4 or 5 days, every day is full for us. First day a little bit slow, but after that it picked up. See, look at how many people show up. There are lines of people waiting. People were lining up. And it's an annual event, the Buddhist Expo. And this time here is a good location in Seoul. Seoul is huge, so that if the location is not centrally located, you lose a lot of people. This year, the location is very, very good. And so this is what the exhibitioners look forward to, the chance for them to sell some stuff. They sell matcha, they sell Dharma instruments. It's a commercial thing for them. And then along the way, the Jogye order, the Buddhist temples would teach them a little bit about the Dharma. Okay, I was scheduled to speak Dharma there, but in the last minute they canceled me. Okay, so that's why I hurried to get there to speak Dharma during the week for them, but I came for in vain. So this is, we have here the China girls from primarily from Shanghai who came to join us, and they came to the Buddhist Expo to take a look. And this small booth here, count the people, and they are actually lining up to wait. It's like 20-minute wait or half an hour wait, and people really were very patient, very Korean thing. And it's interesting because we have our young people running the show. It seems like the young people are doing a better job than the old-timers. Okay, so we have XK here. He's kind of old-timer for us, but she's very young. And we have a lot of support from lay people as well. A lot of young people stopped by. And this was intriguing to the other temples, the other sunims in particular. They found out that what the real attraction was, Master Potato Head. Okay? And they decided to illustrate. I think it's me. Okay, I said, I don't look like a potato, but to them, I'm like a potato. And then they also have decals for your iPhone. It says, what does it say here in Korean?
I'm not gonna do it.
I'm not gonna do it. So Korean. As a ghost, a dog ghost here, what does it say?
Amitabha.
Amitabha. Okay, Amitabha, Buddha. And how about this one?
I don't care after I'm dead.
So morbid, the Koreans. And how about this one? It seems he has a lot to say here.
I cannot see, but I think Amitabha, Amitabha, Amitabha.
Amitabha. And how about this one? So they spend a lot of time expressing their understanding of Dharma. If I were to tell them how to design these things, there would be no interest whatsoever. It's nonsense that the young people are attracted to. Okay, so it's kind of cool. What happened here? Look at that, how cool, the shades here with this guy. Yeah.
Because the theme is to be in the park, so...
In the park?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Look at that. And it really drew a lot of attention. The other temples, the other sunims, they came by to take a look. What is it we doing that was so popular? Okay, and this is our trademark in Korea. We can draw a lot of young people. You see, traditionally Buddhism have a lot of faithful who tend to be older and very supportive, whereas the young people don't find much interest in the Dharma at all. So the other temples are very curious as to why we draw so many young people. And why is that the case? I have no idea. XP, why is it? Why did you come? Depression or? See, we still, at this point, we have no clue still. And this is at our JC, Jewel Conch, on the 5th floor here in the Buddha Hall. And this is what? The Pureland Assembly. This is how they practice Pureland in Korea compared to the U.S. U.S., we are a lot more relaxed, okay? And this is a tiny, tiny place here. This tiny place here, Buddha Hall, is about 1/4 the size of our Buddha Hall here. And it's filled up, okay? And then after that, I was invited to speak to the youth group at the big temple in a central location in Seoul, and we came. And they advertised, and we drew a lot of people, something a total about 70, 80 people, okay? And young people, again. So the young people in Korea, the young Buddhists, have a lot of attention, a lot of support, okay? And it's not surprising that that's still a lot of young people who are interested. But what happened is that they run their own programs, and they invite the monks and nuns to speak Dharma for them, but they have their own priorities, okay? So there's still disconnect between young people and the Sangha in a way, okay? I don't know what I spoke about, but I spoke Dharma for them. Anyone remembers? Okay, and more video here. And it's a big deal, they did a Dharma request and they sent me up there. Everything in Korean, I have no idea what they're talking about. And I said, what are we doing here? What are they talking about? And I sat down, and then lots of chanting. And this is the guy, the head, the leader of that group. Okay, and don't be impressed. Wherever I go, I have a retinue about 30 to 50 people. So when I say 70, it's about 20. That's they are new. They don't come to our temple. Okay, and after that, we were invited to go to a big temple. Also in a great location in Seoul as well. And look at the Buddha Hall. The ceiling is about even taller than ours, I would say. It's real tall ceiling. So the whole thing there is about 3 times bigger than this Buddha Hall. Easily 3-4 times bigger. Okay, and so you can imagine the kind of heating. Korea is very, very cold. So the heating bill they have. A utility bill they have is unbelievable. Okay, it's scary. And so this was built by a enlightened Sunim there, and he started small, like we do, and then something like 2013, 15, and they were able to build up. Okay. And so they have like 3 or 4 big buildings like this. And this is the lecture hall, okay? What happened is that the Sunims there, as I said, was enlightened. And so he had some disciples, and he's sort of semi-retired. So the disciples split up in 2 groups. Okay, so this group here is the one that invited us, and there's another group that prefers to have a different abbot. Okay, and this is a tall building they have there. Okay, right next to the park, so people can come to there and take a walk after and before. So it's really, really beautiful location, nice building. Okay, and after that, we went to the Bhikshuni Association, and we rented the Buddha Hall there, and on Sunday, and did a Pureland assembly. It started small like this, but eventually, about 9:30 or so, it filled up. Okay, so a lot of interest in cultivation. Look at this. And so it's a really gorgeous Buddha Hall. And then we went to some museums to absorb the Korean culture. There's something called Korean Stone Art Museum. So what they have a lot of stones, a lot of statues. And as you walk in to the main entrance, This is the big stone they have there. And this is the so-called the Vajra spirit, protector spirit, and it's amazing. You walk in there from far like this, you don't feel anything, but you get close about here. And I told Chung Yin Sunim to get close here, and you can feel that there is a force field, a chi that's very, very strong. Okay, so that's what these Vajra spirits are doing. They're pretty scary, terrorizing the bad elements. And they has about 3 or 4 floors. Each floor has full of stone statues. This is a private museum. Koreans are very cultural. I'm very impressed by that. They're rich people. Once they have enough money, they support temples, they build temples, help build temples, and then they also patronize the arts. Okay. What also I forgot to tell you is remember this big temple here earlier, after the expo? What's the other temple? The big temple with the tall lecture hall. No, before that. This one. Yeah, right here. Okay, this one here. What happened? What's interesting was that, as I said, the master was enlightened. He's enlightened. He's sort of semi-retired. And so he has some disciples. The current abbot is, I like him. He's very virtuous and pure monk. When you meet a monk, you can tell he's pure right away. Okay, and the one thing that interesting is that he's virtuous, and therefore what impresses me is that his Dharma brothers, they made sacrifices to support him because they have a lot of conflict internally. So for in Buddhism, for these monks to survive for so long, it's a very tough test for them. So it's very, very impressive. And every now and then, it's a pleasure for me to be able to meet with the virtuous senior monks, and they've been around probably longer than I have. Okay, and for them to reach their level of cultivation, it's pretty impressive. Okay, too bad it took that long for them to get there, but it's pretty. Korean Buddhism is very, very strong. They still have strong pockets of people who are good monks. I'm very encouraged by that. Okay, and it's too bad that they don't get enough support. For the good monks don't get enough support, so that their problem is they're still too worried about money. It's a disease nowadays. Monks and nuns are so preoccupied with money. Can you imagine that you have to pay the heating bill here for this building? You see, you only use this much. The rest of the airspace is heated for nothing. Okay, very inefficient. Okay, and so as you can imagine, the overhead is very, very high. Okay, and then the old people are dying, and the young people are not coming to the temple anymore. They get their inheritances and they go support the churches. Okay, so it's a very tough thing for Buddhism, not just in Korea, everywhere in the world right now. Okay. And so I see a lot of financial pressures on the monks. So to me, it's impressive that these monks still are able to open the wisdom and remain pure, whereas the rest of them fall prey to the money pressure and the distraction of living in the city. Okay, the sound, the noises, and the sensual pleasures and so forth. And so it is tough. It's very tough for them. And again, I bring it up because I want to express to you my gratitude for being supportive of us. We have a small group of people here. We practice together, and we're not that worried about money. Okay, it's very tough to find these pockets where you can come and cultivate. Okay. It shows. You walk in there. You walk into a temple where, for example, when I was in Master Shinho's temples, some temples I walk in. I was at the Long Beach Monastery. I walked in the 2 monasteries they have there. Okay. Whereas I would walk into Burlingame. TI, International Translation Institute. I walked in and said, wow, I like this. So you see, when people cultivate, the energy to the temple is different. It's much more pleasant, much purer. Okay? So I go to the temple, I'm very sensitive. I look at the temple, I say, I don't want to come here. Because most of the temples I go to, here, in Korea, in wherever I've been to, in Taiwan, and so forth, too worried about money. It's so much financial pressure. It is very scary prospects for the future of Buddhism. Okay? So I have some ideas on how to fix it for you in the future, because I'm not horribly worried for some reason. Okay, I only cry at night to sleep, but none of you know that. But this we have to do something about it. For most of you, if you let money worries take up time during the day for you, chances are that you cannot cultivate anymore. Okay, so anyway, going back to the stone museum, private museum, he got a lot of stones. These stones usually came from the tombs, because what happened is in Korea, they do a lot of construction. They're building a lot of buildings, so they would raise the cemeteries and pick up the statues from the cemeteries, the stone statues. So many of these are like statues, like guardian spirits for the officials or the nobilities. They would have, for their tombs, they put these 2 statues of guardians in front of their tombs. And there's some art there, some bonsai and stuff. And there's some video here. What are we talking? Yeah, still the Stone Museum. I want you to know that usually our people cultivate. Don't have the impression they only have fun. No, we have fun every now and then, but it's not all blood and sweat. Okay, that's how I look at cultivation. Next, and this is on still that Stone Museum. More of that. And this is a statue of Maitreya. Yeah? Or is it Wan Yin? Maitreya. Okay? And look at how tall it is. I'm pretty tall myself. I mean, but look how it's really dwarfed by the sheer size. And then we pose for posterity. I think there's a layman here who's now a left-form person. Am I correct? Hey, he's now among us. So how many of us are there? 28, 29 now? Anyway, so, and trust me, we didn't have to tell any of them they can be themselves. So except for Chung Yin, the rest of them are pretty happy. And then we go into another museum, a modern art. This is made of by an artist who is exhibiting there. And you see, I want to bring culture into the cultivation as well. Okay, cultivation is not disconnected from society, our style of cultivation. So when we have a chance, we go and learn about art. This is how this is looks so lively, so real. Okay, and I have to look closely and say, "Wow, this chicken looks so real." And the guy, it has hair, everything. It has traces of a beard here. Everything is he uses, the artist used to work in the theater. He was making marionettes, and so he's very good at doing these things. And this is a woman carrying a statue, and this is a lady sleeping in her bed. All of the same artist, special exhibit. Okay, it's modern museum of modern art, and this is JC, second floor, where people put a lot of efforts to cook for us. I really appreciate that. And this is our chef here, local chef. Okay, and then towards the second half of that trip, I was invited to Tung University in Busan to speak to their Department of Chan and Healing. Okay, and to a class there on Saturday morning. And this is Professor Park who invited us. This is the auditorium. I was sitting there, and it's about 50 people, 50, 60 people, primarily the locals, because our people are at the Hungbopsa, Simsan Sunim, waiting to start the assembly. In the morning, I stopped by here. So everyone was at the temple, and this is only a couple of our followers who came to check them out. These are our locals, and these are the Busan ladies. Okay, and I don't know what I was talking about, but it was about an hour Dharma talk. We stretched to an hour and a half, and then they would not allow me to leave. They kept on asking questions question after another question. The class usually would end about half an hour earlier, and people were still there. Only one person left, and then the rest of them were stuck around. And men, women would ask questions. They tend to be older, by the way, no young people. And this is Hungbopsa, the temple. They were having a 2-day mini retreat. Simsan Sunim invited us. We were there before 3 years ago, and this is him now. Now he gave us tea to drink, and This is his house there. So he allowed me to stay in his library. And he has another floor where his residence is. Okay, and this is overlooks his yard. His yard is about 5-6 acres, or maybe twice as that. This wall here is probably half of that. From here, from the house to there, is about 5-6 acres. Another, so he has total about 30-40 acres of land. Okay, and this is his Buddha hall. It's gorgeous. And this is Simsan Sunim here. He introduced me for this time. After 3 years, all of a sudden, I'm given more. I regain more attention. Okay, and it's funny because when we organize it, our people, like 60 of our people, followed me to this temple. And there's like 20 people there. So since 3 years ago, 3 years ago I went there with about 25 people. Now it's about 60 people, 50 to 60 people. And 20 years ago, his Buddha hall is full of people, something like maybe 150. Now it's down to, they're losing a lot of people. We gain a lot of people, they lost people. So this is the trend of Buddhist temples there. They don't go to temples anymore. See, it's mostly our people. Okay, our people always eager to go party. We're looking at this Buddha hall. It's gorgeous. The ceiling is about twice as tall as our ceiling. Okay, and the sound is perfect. This is Teji Sunim here. This is some sort of lantern processing. Lantern procession. All right, after that, so after the Simsan Sunim's visit, we went back and joined the lantern procession that night. See, all these are lanterns. It's because of the Vesak. It's a big celebration for them over there. Okay, all these beautiful lanterns. It's an annual thing for them. Lots of temples participated. Not sure what this is. Anyone, you remember what this is?
They visited Tongdosa.
Oh, yeah.
Master C.
Yeah.
Chinese group.
When we were at Simsan Sini Hung Bopsa there with the beautiful Buddha hall there, last day we borrowed the 15 people passenger van of the temple and drove to Tungdosa, one of the big temples there. And this is some of the photos there. And Master C is there as well. It's a good temple. I like that temple. And this seems to be like printing, maybe printing boards of the sutras. And then we stopped by, on the way back, we stopped by this Mo temple, a stone temple here. I forgot the meaning of this temple. Do you remember, XX? What's special about it?
That one is the relic stupa.
Relic
Long
stupa.
time ago.
Yeah, it used to be 9 of these, 9 floors, 9 stories here. Only 3 remain. And this is the temple. And this used to be much bigger. This is it was raised. Yeah. And we're back at our temple last weekend. Instead of goofing off and go and sightseeing, we decided to do a mini assembly. No advertising at all. It's last-minute decision, and we filled it up as well. okay, at GMT. And at the time, Master C came back already, and he got reacquainted with the staff there. And this is, and then we also paid a visit to Gumgang Sunim at his temple there, and as an old friend. I met him about 5-6 years ago when I first came to Korea, and at Mahayana, and he was I still remember, we still kept in touch, and he's a good monk, very devoted to serving Buddhism, Korean Buddhism. So one of the remarkable Korean Sunims who are very dedicated to their life's mission. Okay, and so what's special about him? He got this temple from his senior, and then he started landscaping and embellishing the temple. That's what he does. So you have this statue here given to him by Madame Samsung. Okay, very old statue. It's beautiful. Okay, I was looking and said, "Oh my God, it's so beautiful. I'm so jealous. Why is it people, others, monks and nuns, always get the good stuff, and we get this?" Okay. And so he said he organized this Dharma assembly here, like 1,000 people showed up. And this is where we did our Chan retreat. This is the Buddha Hall. And they have a road leading into the temple. This is the main Buddha Hall.
That was.
That's another temple. And then on the way back, we stopped by another temple in the area, very old temple, like over 1,000 years old. Okay, all the wood, the painting has lost the colors. Very old. And Chinese restaurant is what it is. And then, of course, we all decided to celebrate a little by going out to a Chinese restaurant for the week. And that's when we recorded a special show to be broadcast on Vesak. They did it already. And so I was told, I will record me for an hour. And it happened to this building before. Actually, a foundation, this is a Buddhist foundation created by a rich Korean man. And was something like, was founded like 50 years ago. And he decided to leave his fortune to support the propagation of Buddhism. And so he created a foundation, and they worked with temple. They supported Jogye order at its infancy, when Jogye order needed money and support, help. They helped Jogye order. So now they have their own building, their own broadcast, radio broadcast and TV broadcast, TV stations. So their BBS, Buddhist Broadcast Society, whatever system. Okay, so it's big, right? It's pretty big. Am I correct? Korean people, the BBS is big, right? One of the big players in Korean Buddhism. And so is one of the things that the older generation, they had the wisdom, so they said, instead of leaving my money to my children, have them spend it, I will leave the money to have this foundation to support Buddhism. And when you do that, actually, the blessings go to the children. Does it make sense to you? Instead of giving the money to the children, you say, you have to make sacrifices. I'm giving the money here, okay, instead of giving to you, because this is better for the entire country. So the donor gets the blessings, and the children also get the blessings. It's wisdom, folks. Okay? is a lot more blessings, and they were to give the money directly to the children. Does it make sense? So when they give money to do this foundation here, the more work, good work this foundation does, the richer the children have in blessings. There's so much wisdom there, okay? And so it's 50 years ago, a long time ago, and because of these people with the foresight, it's why Korea as a country, South Korea as a country flourished. As in contrast, North Korea has nothing like it. That's why they're sinking, okay? Whereas South Korea is elevating to Western Europe, okay? And so anyway, going back to here, this is the third floor, one of the floor where they have the Buddha Hall and where they record the shows. So I was told I have 1 hour to give Dharma talk, and I was here before when I first came, and I was interviewed by a lay person who's now retired. Okay, I found out he's retired, and I also found out it's not an interview. I'm supposed to speak Dharma for 1 hour. So I had 45 minutes to prepare for it. I thought this is an interview, so I was very relaxed. I said, okay, just ask me a question, I answer you. And from there, we can go from there. But now I have to speak on my own, no interaction for 1 hour. Okay, and they stretch it to 1 hour and 10, 20 minutes so that they can edit it because they take out the translation. And so I was under the gun to produce something for 1 hour, and we pulled it off. And again, my devotees follow me everywhere. It's like 40 of them. This is like during the day? Yeah, it's a weekday. In the afternoon, I think the Koreans don't work at all. Don't have to go to work. Okay? And they follow me. Okay? All days, the same faces. And it's kind of nice. It's so sweet. But also they don't realize when they do that, it puts pressure on me because I can't, if I don't come up with something new, they'll be So I have to come up with new Dharma to speak to them to keep them interested. That's why they keep on coming and following me everywhere. Because if they say, oh, Master keeps on repeating himself, I heard that before, it's a waste of my time, I'm not going. Okay, so it's kind of interesting. They did broadcast this 1 hour thing here. This is how many people showed up. And maybe 5 or 10 are employees there. The rest are our people. Okay, same faces, but new faces as well. And this is also on that weekend. This is another Buddhist expo at a different city, and people showed up. The Buddhist disciples, you notice here, a little bit older. Okay, so has the young people. And look, they all sit in full lotus. Impressive. Mahayana roots, let me tell you. Okay. And this is the last weekend. We have our Fochi there. And this is a great transference. And lunch hall at JMT. And
that was Master C's farewell party. Farewell party.
Master Z's farewell party.
Master C.
Master C's farewell party. Where is he going?
To the U.S.
Okay. It's so many farewell parties. And then this is our farewell party. We didn't have a party, did we?
This is when you when we arrived at SFO.
Oh yeah, SFO terminal here. Oh, that's we have a small party at the SFO. Okay, that's all I got for you today. Thank you all for your time. And take a few minutes break and then we come back and do the lunch offering.